Mom, shut up! We're doing a podcast!
Welcome back to a mid-weekly podcast with Rocky Golden and Shadow. I forgot my own name.
We had a request for more content, so here it is.
Who requested more content?
Noah, the guy we just offended.
I
in
didn't
the
know
last
that
one.
this was a request. Wow, Noah. I've both gained and lost respect for you at the same time.
He's got a lot of free time. Like a lot of time.
So are we calling it 10.5? Hot takes?
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Hot takes.
10.5. Hot takes.
Apologize for last week's, or for Sunday's episode.
I don't apologize. I had a lot of fun.
We just apologize if it's hard for you to sit through. But we don't feel bad about the way we
We
acted.
wanted to show that we weren't just fanboys of each other. And when we argue, we're definitely not fanboys of each other.
Everyone hates everyone when there's an argument.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
So do you want me to start off since we're on the topic of my hot takes from the appendices?
Sure. Let's hear it.
I have some,
Golden wanted to get to some things last Sunday, and we...
We didn't really let him get a lot of
Yeah.
words.
Well, I mean, I wasn't trying too hard. I was mostly enjoying the
Fighting's fun.
quote-unquote banter.
Fighting's fun when you're not in the middle of it, yeah?
Exactly.
Well, I guess technically you are in the middle. Sorry.
So, these are just some fun facts that show that if you're a listener, we talked about Tolkien being the grand poobah of nerdiness. First off, he says that he translated the books from Westerons to English. Also, did you know Aragorn didn't know his real name until he was 20?
He thought it was
What was
Strider.
No.
Before that? What
No,
did he think it was?
Estel. So his father, Arathorn, was killed when he was very, very young.
Uh-huh.
And him and his mother went to live with Elrond, and Elrond essentially adopted him as a son.
Yeah.
But Elrond's only condition was that he would go by the name Estel, E-S-T-E-L.
Which is Elvish for
And isn't
something.
it? Arwen is not Elrond's daughter in the books, is he? Is she? Isn't she from the Mirkwood or something?
No, I believe she's his daughter.
I thought she was his daughter as well.
No, Estel means hope.
Oh.
It's Elvish for hope.
Dope.
Um,
Dope.
Another thing is... I gotta find... so there's a whole history that shows, everything that happened before, during, and after the books, such as, similar to the Silmarillion, only it's a condensed version. It's a real quick read, and that shows that, Samwise was mayor, 3 or 4 times in the Shire.
Before or after?
After.
Yeah, I think I knew that.
Yeah, I actually, that was one of the parts of the movie I didn't love, that they skipped the resolution of the Shire, the resolution of conflict in the Shire.
I agree.
That's one of my favorite parts of the book.
Yeah, I get that.
The Scouring of the Shire.
I'm sorry.
Is that what it's called? Scouring?
That's
I-
what the chapter
The chapter
heading
is called, yeah.
Oh.
6 times.
What a great word.
Is how many times Samwise was mayor. 6.
Wow.
And also, Pippin's daughter married Pippin's son married Samwise's daughter.
Oh, interesting.
Just a couple more.
Did you read the whole appendices?
No, skimmed the entire appendices. I was looking for their true names, the Hobbits' names in the Westerons language, but I couldn't find them. Hobbit comes from a word from the Rohan language, Holbitla, which means hole builder.
Oh.
And last but not least, I did find Samwise's real name, but I couldn't find anyone else's. Samwise is translated from Benazir, which means half-wise. So Sam is a translation from half.
Interesting.
That is
Those are
interesting.
my boring little fun facts from Lord of the Rings. If you love Lord of the Rings, you'll like them. If you don't, you won't care.
All right, folks. Let's wake back up and have an episode.
No, that's
Seriously.
actually a good difference between me and Rocky and the way that we're nerds and the way that Golden is. We like to argue with no research.
Yeah.
And Golden likes to just do the research and know everything.
That's true. I do like to know everything.
It was interesting, though.
I don't care if you found it
didn't enjoy
interesting. I do appreciate you both pandering to me, but I don't care. I enjoyed it, and that's enough for me.
Oh, well, there you go.
Did you get the vibe I was pandering?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because you gently said, let's wake up instead of
Oh,
rudely insulting me.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're going to need to change your tone next time, mister.
Okay.
So, what's your hot take, Rocky?
Are we? I don't understand what a hot take is still.
Sorry, hot take is like,
Just like real quick, what do you think?
yeah, just like,
Oh.
it doesn't necessarily have any,
And this is where I bring
It
up
doesn't
what we
relevance.
talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to have real context or anything. Just a little bit of context.
or something you see will remind you, and it's like, oh, hot take, and you just, it's your opinion just right off the bat. No research, no preparation.
I've been seeing signs because since our last podcast, for those, or not our last, couple podcasts ago, we talked about Mitt Romney. And I thought Mitt Romney would fall in line. I thought he would throw a fit and then fall in line, but he did not. And some call it courageous, some call it foolhardy. I'm with the latter, but he voted to impeach the Trumpster. Which, again, I hope ruins his political career, but we are getting freaking billboards in this state that say, thanks, Mitt, for doing the right thing. Thanks for standing by your morals and doing the right thing.
Integrity matters.
Dude, again, Mitt, Mr. Romney, Senator Romney, again.
Brother Romney.
Senor
Brother Romney.
Romney.
There is one man in this country who's doing more to combat the left and the damage that it's caused over the past 3 decades. And he happens to be in the White House, and you are fighting him because you don't like the way he treats women or the way he handled his wife. And people hate this argument. It frustrates a lot of people. King David had a man killed so that he could sleep with his wife. The Lord uses flawed vessels, and the Lord is using Trump, a flawed vessel, and you are fighting that vessel, sir. All you Latter-day Saints out there putting up billboards and holding up signs thanking Romney for what he did are doing the same thing. You are fighting for the wrong side. And people may disagree here. Feel free to bring that up. But we have one tool to combat the left, and it's the presidency. And it just so happens we have a tool in the presidency who is designed to fight the left and the power that it has. He is Teflon in the media. They cannot slander him. He can say whatever he wants and get away with it. He's the ideal tool. And I think that comes with the way he treats women in his life, the way he
has treated, I think.
Yeah, has treated.
Proper.
And not even treated all women, just treated
A few.
the ones he married, I guess. So, Mitt, dude, you're screwing us, bro. You are selling us out to a communist ideology, and you don't even realize it. You think you're standing on your morals, and for those of you who think that Mitt was brave, it is not brave to resist Donald Trump at this time. The brave person is Donald Trump.
Yeah.
If you're resisting Trump, you are a media darling, and all the elites think you're the greatest thing ever. And Trump is the one that they hate. They want him out. Even high-ranking Republicans, a lot of them, though they fell in line, would have been just as happy to impeach if it had made political sense. But it didn't.
So who do you think is paying for those billboards? Because I've seen tons of them. They're all over.
I don't know. I think it would have to say paid for by Mitt Romney, but that doesn't mean that there's not a super PAC doing it, which is the same thing. But I don't know. It could be just some
Because
stupid rich Mormon.
if if it is Mitt Romney, it's a genius move to get reelected. Move to keep, because the goal, it's like no news is bad news at this point. And if his name just stays up until the next election cycle, and I'm not sure when it is, it's 6 years for senators, right?
Yeah, and I think he's got a long time before he's reelected. And I think
What
he
is it?
knows.
Is he 4 years out still, or 2 years out?
5 years, I think. I think he just got
Yeah,
elected.
Oh,
he
does
just barely got elected.
Oh, yeah, damn.
And if he
Dang.
looks at the politics in Utah, he knows that he's got Orrin Hatch's seat, and he'll be there for life, just like we talked, or just like you guys talked about. Like,
100%.
he doesn't need to work on his reelection here. Do you know how many Orrin Hatch billboards I've ever heard of or seen in my life? None, because he didn't need them.
Yeah.
He's got people like Bezant that'll fight for him in the caucuses.
Don't get me started.
Rocky loves caucuses.
Oh,
And
my
Bezant.
gosh. So, yeah. I know that we are the chosen people as Latter-day Saints, but that does not mean we
Are
can't.
smart.
We can't. Yeah, that doesn't mean we can't be deceived, and it doesn't mean that all our leaders are going to be great. Harry Reid is a Latter-day Saint member of the Senate from Nevada, one of the most corrupt politicians this country's ever seen. So stop voting just because they're Mormon, folks. We've got to look deeper. We've got to look at whether they can fight against the left or not.
I wonder if this is part of the problem with partisan politics. Would your response to Romney be different if he was not part of the Republican Party? Like if the Republican Party was
Non-existent?
non-existent. If Republican Party was non-existent, the Democratic Party was non-existent. If there was no political parties, would your response to Romney be different?
Mine?
Yeah, because it in theory it frees you up to vote your conscience.
He would just be a puppet.
Am I right or am I
He
off
would be a
base?
different puppet rather than a
You
puppet
think
for
I
the
would
Democratic
like
Party.
Romney if there weren't any political parties? I don't understand.
I just ask, would you be as frustrated with him in this situation if there were no political parties?
I'm not even frustrated with Mitt. I was surprised that he didn't fall in line, but not that surprised. He's never been great for anything as far as fighting the left goes. Like I said in the last podcast, he ran a milquetoast campaign against Obama and lost. I guess against President Obama. My frustration is with the voting bloc in the state of Utah.
Oh,
I don't understand why we continue to elect these career politicians. And I know Mitt Romney was a businessman first, but then he got into politics, fell in love, and hasn't left. He's a career politician. If you do 20 years in the private sector and then 20 years in politics,
you've made a new
you're
career.
still a career politician. And it's fine. I get it. Be a career politician. Rand Paul's a career politician. Mike Lee is a career politician. But they're doing good work.
Interesting.
You know, Ted Cruz is a career politician, doing good work. Mitt Romney, you're a career politician, helping to destroy this country. Yes.
That is a hot take.
Something funny.
I love Ted Cruz. I think he does do great work, but I also think it's very funny that he posted his porn search to his Facebook.
He did?
Yeah, you didn't hear about that?
No.
Oh my
gosh.
It was super. It was like,
What?
it was a few years ago. I don't remember how long ago it was, but to one of his social media platforms, there was a porn video liked or shared or something to one of his social media platforms. And I'm pretty sure he didn't even address it. Just act like it didn't happen.
Does he even touch that, though? Or does he
I
have
highly
friends that
doubt
do
it. I'm
you know?
sure he's got someone that
Yeah.
does it, and some intern got super fired because They posted their porn search.
Oh no, they didn't. It was some intern that was a senator's son or something and can't be fired.
He got fired. He got assigned somewhere else.
A donor's son, maybe. Yeah, that's funny.
If he didn't get fired.
That is funny. Look, I'm not frustrated with Romney. He's the animal I expect him to be. You know, you don't get frustrated with the snake when he bites you. You get frustrated when he bites your kid. You get frustrated with yourself and with your kid for letting him get that close to the snake. You know,
Sure.
that's just what it is. It's the animal that he presents himself as, and well, I mean, he presents himself as this super freedom-loving. Well, he doesn't even do that.
He doesn't bother with that in Utah. He doesn't have to.
Knows.
He
knows.
literally just has to say, "I'm LDS," and people in Utah will vote for him.
Yeah,
I'm openly LDS, and I ran for president.
Yeah.
And people in Utah are like, "Oh man."
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been
Best thing
thinking
to
a lot
happen to our
about
church since Joseph Smith.
partisan politics because of it.
I agree. I think the country would be a lot better off if we didn't have a bipartisan system. And I know that one of the founding fathers, I believe George Washington, said bipartisan politics will kill this country. And that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a super interesting issue to me.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
And-
it is.
And people would not be lauded for taking a stance. They would be lauded for the stance that they take, which I think is the situation
Sure.
here. He's being cheered on for taking a stand. Regardless, people are like, "Oh, I don't agree with what he's saying, but I think it's a very
At least he's
courageous
doing
thing to
something."
go against the Republican Party." I think it's really brave. That if it was not a bipartisan system, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, and it's not, it's different when you got Utah involved because if the Republican Party strips his funding, there's a lot of backers that'll jump in. He's not, I mean, they can ostracize him in the Senate all they want. It just won't do any good because he's got the
Utah seat.
He's got the Orrin Hatch.
Super PAC.
Yeah, I don't understand it. It blew my mind when Orrin Hatch was in there. It blows my mind when Mitt Romney's in there. These are not good dudes. They're not looking to further the cause of freedom. And now, Huntsman's running for governor again, which is the same kind of thing. His dad's well respected. He's a good guy. His dad's given tons to cancer research, and they're Latter-day Saints. He'll get in. Even though I've heard rumors that Huntsman sits in the back, goes to Sacrament, takes the Sacrament, leaves. Which is fine, but how do you rest on your Mormon laurels when that's what you do, And
Sure.
so,
Sure. Yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, you can do whatever you want. Go to church, don't go to church. I don't care, but don't run on that platform.
Is he running for governor or is he lieutenant governor for someone else?
No, governor.
I saw.
And he has a female lieutenant governor.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Because his name is on top on the billboards. That's how you know. Huntsman, her name.
That was the information I was looking for. Is it Kafusi that he's running with?
Yeah. Does he know that he's contributing to the patriarchy by keeping her down?
I don't think he does.
By putting her name on the bottom?
We should call him up and educate him.
That's the funniest thing. Like, probably the only reason he's got her up there is to show that he's woke and that he can choose a female lieutenant governor.
Isn't she also of color?
Yeah, and she's Tongan, I think, or one of those islanders.
Yeah.
Or maybe just her husband is. Maybe she's white. Anyways.
I seem to remember her having darker skin.
But, so, but the only thing that the left...
That's a picture of her.
That the left sees,
she is very white.
Which are the only thing that the left sees, which are the only people that care whether he runs with a woman, is they see him keeping a woman down as the
lieutenant governor.
Yeah, as lieutenant governor.
That's amazing. You can donate to this billionaire's campaign.
Yeah.
Did you know? I'm donating $500 on your phone.
No, you're not. Get out of here.
I don't know how much money he has, but I know he's very wealthy.
I know his dad's a billionaire. I wasn't sure if he was too, or probably just inherited or what.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think-
sure.
Well, his dad gave a lot away, dude.
That's fair.
His dad gave a ton
But
of money
his
away.
did you work on the Huntsman house with me and Dad way
Yeah,
back
dude.
when? Probably 10, 15 years ago, we went and put a roof on a bowling alley at his house.
Yeah.
I don't know very many
Okay,
poor
okay.
people that have a bowling alley in
Oh,
their
he's-
house.
he's not poor.
I know
He's
not poor.
he's probably not a billionaire, but
He could be. I don't know.
I'm sure he's worth a lot of money.
He's worth about $1 billion.
And his dad's dead though, right? Like he died not that long.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah.
My favorite saying in regards to career politicians is, and people that aren't career politicians that go into politics is, why are you distrusting millionaires that became public servants when you should be distrusting people who became public servants and then became millionaires?
Yeah, which is most of them. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't trust Romney. He's a millionaire first. Actually, I do trust him. I trust him to do exactly the retarded thing.
Exactly what he
He's
did.
pretty consistent.
But at least, like, with even Nancy Pelosi and Nancy Pelosi and all those hard left politicians, at least they're fighting in the same manner that Mike Lee and Ted Cruz and Rand Paul are fighting. At least they have beliefs. I don't think Mitt has anything like that as far as,
Why
he
should he?
just goes with wherever the push takes him, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And people think he made this courageous stand against Donald Trump. Really? You think the courageous thing is to stand against Donald Trump?
No, I
know,
definitely don't.
he's
I completely
like,
agree.
come on now.
Do you watch Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
Have you seen Parks and Rec as well? For our listeners, Parks and Recreation is a television show. You can find it, I believe, on Netflix. Very enjoyable if you haven't watched it. Have you seen the one where Ben Wyatt works for the politician's office in
Oh, yeah.
Washington, D.C.? This politician comes in, and he's friendly, and he's handsome, and he's personal. He's got this real big smile, and he's like, how are you? Nice weather out there. Hot one out there today. And then he goes in his office, and he sits, and he stares at the wall.
He does it for like 8 hours.
And they're trying to figure out what he's looking at, and he's just looking at nothing. They talk to his campaign manager, and his campaign manager's like, he's great. He never surprises us. There's no scandals. That's Mitt Romney in my mind. He just
Sure.
he sits in his office and stares at a wall.
100%.
People walk in, and he says, how are you? Hot one out there today. Or cold one. It is Utah.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that's my hot take. What about you, buddy?
I don't know if I have one. I do not have one.
Man, this was your idea, and you don't even have a hot take.
No, that was pretty much it. The drive to work is unbearable with Rocky when we talk about
Wait, what?
when we talk about Mitt Romney's billboards. So we need to get this out. It's a hot take for Rocky. It's a hot take episode for Rocky.
Here's
Yeah,
the problem. I
that'll
think they
help.
bought every freaking billboard on the I-15 corridor, so it flashes up like 8 times on your way to Salt Lake. It's freaking irritating.
Yeah, I've
Oh.
seen it, and I drive 3 exits.
Yeah.
I drive from 8th North in Orem to 5th East in American Fork.
Yeah. I think we passed 4 or 5 maybe or
Dude,
6.
if I were
even.
you, it'd be worth it for me to just stay on state, dude.
To miss the billboard. So take my 7-minute drive and turn it into a 25-minute
I'd
drive.
get up early.
Duh.
Dude, it drives him nuts, bro. It drives him nuts.
Dude, he's not courageous. There's the one thing he is not is courageous. That's for
agree.
sure.
What's your hot take on this book?
It's pretty good. Oh, I got one for you. Privatize the roads. We should privatize the roads.
Okay, how are you going to do
Sell them
that?
to a private corporation, and they can just sell advertising.
You really
Make
think
millions
that
and millions
we
of dollars
sell
on
it to
advertising.
corporations and they won't immediately toll every road?
Maybe.
Perhaps.
And my problem with that is we will continue to pay the same amount of taxes, and our taxes are supposed to go to the roads.
There'd have to be a stipulation where we lower the taxes for it,
Sure.
where we take that tax
Well,
off.
just the fuel tax, right? That's the one that.
I don't know what one goes to the road, if I'm being
I
honest.
don't
No, I'm with you. I said when we were talking about this earlier, like, I don't want the government and the corporation involved. It needs to be just a...
one or the other.
That's one that we've talked about a lot recently.
It can't be a
Privatizing
team
roads.
effort. But if, dude, those signs that say like "buckle your seatbelt," if they could sell advertising on those are worth freaking so much money. You know, and all we do is put.
But I thought all of the billboards were privately owned anyway by Yesco. That's the name.
Yeah, the billboards,
The bottom center
but that's not a
also.
billboard
He-
that goes.
He's
over
talking
the
about
front
those
of the freeway.
the ones that say "buckle up."
Oh,
and,
like
and
the
they run the graphics
Plus,
over
you
'em.
could do like
yeah.
800 South exit and Payson, sponsored by Walmart. You know, and then
Sure.
Walmart's sign would be all
And
over.
you could sponsor every exit that has a Walmart off it by Walmart. There's one on University in Provo, the Sandhill Road Walmart.
I just think there'd be more opportunities for,
Revenue to move.
for innovation. I think a company's far more likely to be like, all right, well, this road's jammed up.
How are we going to do a better job?
We need to get people through.
And they'd be taken care of.
So, would you want to privatize every road or just like the main roads like highways and state streets?
Eventually every road. But you'd start with the interstate.
The thing about that is that most cities are corporations. So they're sort of like, well, but they collect taxes, so I'm not
They're
sure
corporate
exactly
owned.
how it works. But
I was actually just talking about how stupid city councils are with a guy. He lives out in Saratoga. And I don't know if you knew this. I didn't know this, but Saratoga Springs fought tooth and nail to keep Walmart out of Saratoga Springs.
you know, Pleasant Grove did the same thing.
Which makes zero sense. Why?
Payson had a Target coming in, and they ran them out because they wouldn't change their colors to be the high school colors.
Nice.
Because we think we're Park City or something.
Wait,
you
is
know?
that why Walmart is green in Payson too?
Mhm.
Oh my
And
gosh.
KFC.
Oh, okay, here's a hot take. That's the most irritating thing, bro.
Yeah,
That
that's
green
stupid.
Walmart sign. Oh, every
That's
time I go there,
stupid.
I'm like, what the freak? Why is this Walmart sign green?
Yeah, it's stupid. It's bad.
You know what's funny? I never even noticed. I've been to that Walmart a bunch of times. I've never noticed it's different colored.
Yeah.
A bunch
I don't
of
know.
times. Tried twice a day for the past 5 years.
Yeah, that's
Because
you.
I swear I spend that much time in that freaking Walmart.
I don't go to Walmart that often.
It's like a
We have a
ward
Winco right by our
reunion
house.
too.
What?
It's like a ward reunion too.
Oh, love that.
Yeah.
That's what I hate about
No.
going to Pleasant Grove.
I don't know about. I don't know. I don't know why they think that's so cool to, change everyone's colors, but I'd rather have the revenue from a red Target than.
I think a similar thing happened with the Home Depot in Orem. Dad was telling me they were gonna build it in a different town. Wait, it's in Linden. Sorry, the Home Depot in Linden.
in Linden.
They were gonna build it in Orem, and Orem was like, "Oh no, we don't want a Home Depot here." And Linden was like, "Build it here."
Yeah.
Oh, and it was the same thing with Walmart. They were gonna build it in Pleasant Grove. Pleasant Grove was like, "Oh no," and
And
Linden
it's
was
in
like,
Linden.
"Build it here."
Yeah.
and
Oh,
and
stupid.
both of them are right on the border.
Yeah, across the road from
The Home
Pleasant
Depot.
Grove.
They
is
cross the
Walmart.
road, and they cross the road from Orem to
Yeah.
the Home Depot in Linden, and they make freaking $1 billion on it
So
or
much money.
something.
And it's just frustrating to me that we have these fools that got elected because they had more signs than the other guy, and now they think that they know everything. Oh,
And-
no, you can't build here. Oh, we didn't get the firehouse that we wanted, so we're going to run the vote again next year, and again until we get the firehouse that we want.
And guess who paid for Linden's firehouse? Home Depot. Home Depot paid for Linden's firehouse, and guess who paid for Pleasant Grove's? I did.
Yeah, that's another thing is like, oh, I definitely lost my train of thought. That must not have been important.
Yeah, the worst part is like, you think, like there's no money in Payson. Like Payson is broke, dude, and they're always talking about raising taxes, but it's like you run Target out,
businesses out of town.
but you think we need to raise taxes
Take money
now
from
because
us.
we don't have money? What are you talking about, It was long enough ago that the tax incentive that they would have given them would have been gone, and they'd have been making tons of money off of them, and they
Yeah.
So, yeah, city governments are the worst, dude. The worst.
Yeah.
And it's not just the city councils. The bureaucrats in city governments are a nightmare to deal with, dude.
Like Dion Giles. I don't remember
Why,
what
what
his
is
name
he?
is.
Oh
the
my
manager?
gosh. Is he the city planner or whatever?
I don't know. He's the guy I went through to do my Eagle.
Me too.
I don't know what his job. I think he's the Ron Swanson of Pleasant Grove, the director of Parks and Management or
Oh,
Parks
yeah.
and Recreation.
Oh, is he?
I think so.
But he doesn't act like Ron Swanson.
No.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
a he's a bureaucrat.
He's a former
bureaucrat.
bureaucrat.
Sure.
He's
sure.
not trying to bring the government down from the inside.
I love Ron Swanson.
Everyone loves Ron Swanson. Rubbed off from friction. All right. Anything else? Are we just making this a full episode?
We're at a half hour, so I'm good anytime. Unless there's something else pressing on your guys' hearts that you're just worked up about.
Nope. Got anything? You're always worked about something.
No, I'm
Worked up.
all
All worked out.
I think he's done his time today. This is Urban Dictionary. A hot take, an opinion that is likely to cause controversy or is
Oh,
unpopular.
yeah, that's definitely what I just said then.
And then the other
Oh.
definition, an opinion based on simplistic moralizing rather than actual thought, not to be confused with a strong take.
Oh,
I don't know how I feel. That's Urban Dictionary, so it's just somebody just
So-
wrote that.
The second definition, I've got another hot take. That Harley Quinn movie,
Pretty
quite
good,
enjoyable.
What's it
Oh,
rated?
good to know.
Is it R?
Yep. Big red R. You're not watching R-rated anymore?
I don't know. Sometimes I am not. Sometimes I am.
It's grossly violent, and that's
Hmm.
why it's rated R, and probably some F words.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you construction workers
Mm-hmm.
care a lot about language.
I don't use the F word.
Yeah, but you hear it. All
That
day,
was a
every
lie.
day.
That was a lie.
Um,
Rocky was looking at me like, I'm not
All
so sure.
you-
I try not to. It's
all
the
you
truth.
members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints who don't like what I said about Mitt Romney, come at me, bro.
Get
I
out!
am not even a little scared of you. Well, I'm scared of the way you vote. But that is all. And that's never going to change because you're a sheep.
Bad.
You're a sheep, and I'm Ammon. I'm cutting off the arms of people trying to steal you.
Solid. That's solid. Very solid work.
I have never laughed that hard about a scriptural burn ever in my life. And I served a mission, which is the cheesiest scriptural burns of all time.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. That was awesome.
It was cheesy. Thank you.
Well, there's your hot takes, folks.
Consider these hot takes pushed.
We'll talk to you Sunday and have a great day. And God bless.